Hey guys, it's Natalie Hong here, and today I'm going to be talking about my bullet journal and kind of how I do my weekly spreads. This one's going to be for February. This is the bullet journal that I have for 2021. I want to kind of just show how I like to do my bullet journal, which is basically what you see here. This is my bullet journal. It is from Archer & Olive, which is a really nice bullet journaling brand. They have really nice thick paper, so you can kind of do good watercolor things on it, which is kind of the reason why I bought it, because they are a bit more on the expensive side. This book was about 32 bucks, I believe, and it's kind of like the smallest size, and it's a dot grid journal. And if you do not know what a dot grid journal is, it is basically a journal with dots on the inside instead of lines, a regular journal would have lines, but as you can see, these have little dots. It's a grid everywhere, and that basically means that you can kind of make whatever things that you want. You get to draw whatever you want in here, make all sorts of charts and stuff, and do what you desire. So I'm going to show you kind of how I like to set up my bullet journal. I like to do monthly themes, and so right now I'm going to do one for the month of February. I know it's a couple days late. The very beginning of this journal, which is for 2021, I did 2021. So as you can see, I did 2021, and I put a little quote in here that says, "Done is better than perfect," because obviously I have this channel with my best friends now, and we kind of just want to get stuff up there, and we are all very much perfectionists, believe me, so just wanted to remind myself that getting things done is better than perfect. And this is actually a quote from Think Media, so yes, they're a great channel on YouTube. Okay, here is basically where I want to set up my February. You can do whatever you want with your bullet journal. You can be super utilitarian, just have a bunch of to-do lists, do whatever. Actually, Natalie Nordan has a bullet journal, or at least she did. I'm not quite sure if she still uses it, but sometimes she likes to make it really pretty and cute. Sometimes you just don't have the time, and you kind of just use it as a checklist. I generally will always take the time to fill in my monthly stuff and kind of make it more artsy, because it's more of an outlet, and this is the only thing that has kept me kind of on track. I've always tried to use planners, and the store-bought kinds, even the really beautiful kinds, and after maybe a week or two I always stop using it. But I've been using a bullet journal for about a year and a half, and it is kind of the only thing that I've actually kept on going with, because I feel like it's almost like a piece of art, and something that kind of brings back memories, and I have themes in it. I can remember why I chose those themes for each specific month, so that is something that's actually kept me going with this. So maybe try out a bullet journal if you find that your planner doesn't really work for you. But anyways, so our theme is going to be the sunrise for February, because I feel like this is kind of a year where things are hopefully getting a lot better in the world. I have my Tombow marker set here, and these are a combination of a lot of different packs. I also have some dollar store cheap gel pens, and I will basically mostly be using probably the yellows and reds and maybe a little bit of the pinks here, so we'll see. I'm actually pretty inspired by this post I've found on Pinterest, so I will kind of try to copy, I guess, a piece of that art into this page. I usually like to take the full 2 pages for whatever the month is. I also like to put the word of the month somewhere. Sometimes it's in the middle, sometimes it's not. It just depends. And I also like to put a little monthly calendar. Here I'm just throwing a quick sketch down with my pencil of where I want all these different elements to be, the mountains and the sun and the clouds. And I'll probably have February here. I usually like to use kind of some sort of calligraphy script, so maybe February. Oh gosh. Okay, I always draw in pencil first because it's really bad most of the time, and so maybe I'll have my month here. And then this place is kind of just gonna be the sun. So yes, you can watercolor with Tombow markers. I found it to be a little bit difficult just because if I put too much water, these pages will still kind of wrinkle, and I don't like that. So I'm actually trying these pencils that I got at Target a couple of years ago. It was like 12 bucks or something, but basically they're watercolor pencils. So I just kind of draw with them, and then I add a little bit of water to my liking. So hopefully that should work out today. So, whew. As you can tell, some of these colors I use more than others, simply because I like them more. Here you can see me filling in just the outlines of my pencil sketch with some watercolor pencils. I have this pack of really cheap brushes that I use for basically this watercolor situation here. So, take my water. Oh yeah, these are kind of a pad of stickers, especially for things like bullet journaling. You can just take them off, stick them on. I'll probably use them for like my weekly journaling parts. So yeah, this is just kind of like the February. This is saying like this part of the journal is February, and then I move on. I will have like complete 2 pages per week. It'll make more sense once I get there, but basically this will be like the first week of February, this will be like a planner for the second week, and so on. And each of them will kind of still follow this theme, but they'll have different layouts for the day, so I can kind of put my checklist there. Here, I am just taking my brushes and adding in water to where I had originally put the watercolor pencils, and as you can see, the colors are spreading out, giving it kind of more of a watercolor look. And I keep going back in, adding more intensity to the colors. I will note that if you put too much water, it does kind of start to fray a little bit. So February. Sometimes I like to look on Pinterest for a font that I'm really into when it comes to these things, but sometimes I just kind of do whatever. I'm just drawing February in with my black Tombow marker here. Yikes. I'm not a calligrapher. So it's February. I'm gonna draw the month out. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, the other thing about me is I like to start my calendars and my weeks on Mondays because that's just kind of how it feels like the week goes. Instead of it being Sunday to Saturday the week, I kind of have the week in my head as like Monday to Sunday. So that's my mini calendar here. I'm debating whether or not I want to outline things, because if I outline one thing, I'm gonna have to start outlining like everything. It kind of gives it more of a cartoonish look when I do outline things. So, okay, I'm just gonna outline like using the smaller tip maybe. I'm actually gonna come back in with some really bright gel pens right now. I just draw with the gel pen and smudge the ink before it really dries down, and this just gives it a really nice pop of color. My finished just monthly page for February. I've got my sun and my clouds and my mountains. So next, I shall do the weekly thing. For week 1, I am doing a series of boxes. Each box is representing one day of the week, and I put my to-do items in a checklist form in the box of that week. So here they are kind of just rainbow looking ombre boxes. I take 4 Tombows and I blend the colors together using the watercolor pencils and a little bit of water. Week 2 is sticking with the mountain sunrise theme. It's kind of just a zoom in of the mountains, and I add the sun in between the valleys of it, and I kind of just throw the weekdays onto wherever I see fit. They're kind of divided by the fissures in the rock. Week 3 is a close-up of the rising sun part. I wanted to use one of the stickers from my sticker pad that I showed before, and this is how I kind of incorporated it into this week page. And all of the days are just kind of laid and spread around above the sun. Last week I'm just choosing to put the mountains in kind of the corners of the page with a miniature sunrise in the middle. I turned the weekday titles into little clouds and then add the little calendar in the center. So this is my complete finished look for the month. You have my 4 weeks, and each of them are following the same sunrise mountain theme. I think it turned out pretty okay, and this is just kind of what I do every single month. I'll have a new spread for next month too. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to see what my 3 beautiful besties are up to.